At first glance, this sounds completely wrong. Melt an old candle, add used motor oil, mix them together. Most people would think you just ruined both things. But when combined the right way, they can solve a problem that even skilled repairmen may find surprising. Before I reveal what it is really used for, let's make it together and see whether this unusual idea actually works or not. First, place a few candles into a small metal pot. When the candles begin to melt, use a stick to stir gently so the wax melts evenly. Next, remove all the candle wicks. This makes the final mixture smoother and cleaner. When all the wax has completely melted, pour it into a glass cup. Pay attention at this step. Melted wax has a very high temperature. Never pour it into a plastic cup because the heat can deform or melt the plastic, causing hot wax to splash onto your hand. Use a glass or metal cup and keep it away from children. While the wax is still hot, pour in a small amount of used motor oil and stir well until the oil blends into the wax. Then cover the cup with aluminum tape or any clean lid available in the kitchen. Let the mixture cool naturally. Do not put it in the refrigerator. Slow cooling helps the mixture form a smoother texture. While waiting for this mixture to cool, we will try another experiment. This is an old battery. Many people throw them away without thinking, but inside there are still useful components for many small DIY projects. Also, keep them away from food, children, and open flames. Now use a screwdriver to gently open the battery casing. Work slowly and carefully so you do not crush the inside. After opening the outer shell, take out the black carbon powder inside. This powder has a very dark color, and when combined with oil, it can create a fairly durable coating. Add a little motor oil to the carbon powder and stir well until the mixture becomes thick and uniform. The oil helps spread the carbon powder evenly across the surface while the carbon fills the tiny pores. These two ingredients together can create a fairly effective protective layer. To test it, I use 2 small wooden sticks. Brush the mixture onto the surface in straight, even strokes, then let it dry naturally. This experiment is worth doing because wood absorbs water quite quickly. If this coating can stop water from soaking into the wood, then it truly has practical value. By the way, where are you watching this video from? Let me know your city and country in the comments. I always enjoy seeing our DIY community come from all around the world. If the weather where you live today is cold or rainy, prepare a hot drink and follow this experiment with me. Now the coating on the wood has completely dried. I rub the surface firmly with a cloth, but the carbon layer still holds very tightly. Next, I spray water directly onto the wooden stick. Watch closely. The water does not soak in. Instead, it gathers into droplets and slides off the surface. This shows that it is not just a coloring layer. It also works like a protective film. For outdoor wooden items such as tool handles or garden tools, this mixture may help reduce the effect of water. Now let's return to the main experiment. The wax and oil mixture has cooled. Look at its texture. It no longer looks like ordinary candle wax. It looks very similar to high-end leather conditioning wax sold in stores. Use a screwdriver to pry out a small amount. The mixture is quite thick but still soft enough to spread easily on the surface. This is very important. If it is too hard, it will not absorb into the leather. If it has too much oil, the surface will become greasy and attract dust easily. Now use a toothbrush to take a small amount and brush it evenly onto the leather surface. Start from the toe of the shoe and slowly move toward both sides. Work the mixture into the dry areas, the creases, and the dull spots. You do not need to apply it too thick. A thin layer works better. Too much wax only makes dust stick more easily. A proper layer will condition the leather surface and prepare it for polishing. At first, the leather color will become slightly darker. This is completely normal. The oil is absorbing into the dry leather areas while the wax begins filling the tiny gaps on the surface. Now switch to a horsehair brush. This type of brush makes a big difference. Horsehair is soft enough not to scratch the leather, but still firm enough to spread the wax more evenly and create a nice shine. Do not brush in hard circles. Brush in short, fast, even straight strokes. Move the brush back and forth with light pressure. The light friction creates a small amount of heat, helping the wax spread more evenly and shine better. After just a short time, the change is very clear. The moldy and dull leather surface from before now looks much cleaner. The shoes start reflecting light again. The toe area looks deeper in color, smoother, and almost restored to a newer look. Remember how the shoes looked at the beginning. Now they are shiny, better protected, and completely ready to use again. This is exactly the kind of restoration that makes many people think twice before throwing old items away. But shine alone is not enough to make a conclusion. Now comes the final test. I spray water directly onto the leather surface. Watch carefully. The water does not soak in. It beads up and rolls off the surface. That shows the wax combined with oil has added water resistance to the leather surface. Of course, this method cannot replace professional repair for shoes with deep cracks or torn leather. But for shoes that are dry, dull, moldy, and have lost their shine, this is a method worth trying. Thank you very much for watching and always supporting the channel.